and girls, so today we're learning about the letter A, like in Annie Apple. So I'm sure you heard the story before, but teacher just want to remind you of the sound A and how we're going to write it. But first we're going to read a little story about Annie Apple. I'm sure you remember Annie Apple, and today's story is about Annie Apple and the ants. So one day, Annie Apple was sitting happily on her apple tree when all of a sudden she felt something moving on her back. "Ah, ah," she cried. "What's that tickling me on my back?" A little ant had landed on her head, and more ants were climbing up her apple tree. She was amazed to see how many ants there were. As they crawled all over her, it tickled so much that she thought she may have had an accident and fall out of her tree. So there's the A for Annie Apple. So we will go down and around, and that's your A for Annie Apple. And can you see the ants? Yes, ants also start with the A. "Go away, ants," she cried, but more and more arrived. Annie anxiously called out to see if anybody nearby could help her. "Ah, ah, help me, please." Soon Sammy Snake came slithering along. "I'll save you," said Sammy. Sammy tried to get the ants off, but the ants were all sticky and covered in sap from the tree. "It's such a sticky sap," said Sammy sadly. "Now I've got ants stuck on my back too." So there's Sammy Snake, and this is like this way. See, like a little snake. And now he also have ants on his back. Now Annie and Sammy had to shout out to see if someone else could help. "Ah, ah, ah, help us please." Talking Tess was taking a stroll nearby and heard the terrible noise. "Annie Apple is in trouble. I must try and help her," she said. "I am very tall, so maybe I can tap the ants off the tree." Tess gave the tree a tremendous tap, and at least 10 ants tumbled off, but still a lot of ants were stuck fast. Tess looked down and saw they were all over her top and trousers too. So now there's Annie Apple, and T for tall Tess, and S for Sammy Snake. Now Annie Apple, Sammy Snake and Talking Tess had to shout out to see if anyone else could help. "Ah, ah, ah, help us, please." Peter Puppy was playing in the paddling pool and heard the noise. He raced over. Perhaps I can pat them off," he panted. He patted at the ants, but soon he had ants all over his paws. "It's pointless," he puffed. So there is poor Peter Puppy, and the ants are all over his back. So P for Peter is down, up and around. Then Sammy Snake had a super idea. "It's so sunny today. Let's take a trip away from the apple orchard and go sit on the sand by the sea, where there are no ants." "That's a good plan," said Annie. "I like adventures." "Perfect," said Peter Puppy, as he prepared a picnic of tapas. So there you go, there's your Annie Apple and your Peter Puppy. "Tremendous," said Tess. "I'll get us certain tickets for the train." Sammy Snake slithered off to reach for his sun hats and sunscreen for everyone. They all travelled on the train together, and Annie Apple quickly fell asleep. When they arrived at the beach, Talking Tess gave her a little tickle to wake her up. So Talking Tess is saying, "Psst, psst, wake up, Annie." They quickly put on the sunscreen and their hats and dashed down to the water. After a lovely afternoon playing in the sand and the sea, it was time to relax and enjoy the sunshine. So they did. They relaxed and relaxed. So there you can see, they are all relaxing. So you have your S for Sammy, your A for up Annie, and your T. And if you look, it says at, sat. Well, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that little story. And let's quickly recap and see how to make an A. So you will have your little board or your paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to write around, up and down. So there is your A. Again, start at the dot, up and around, top and bottom. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Bye.